I just managed it. Now notice, so I'm actually running the computer that's sitting at the back of the church there. And so that's the vision that you're seeing right now. Okay, so if I go to the back, you'll see, just so you can see. All right, so there I am, you see? So it's running on that camera. But we managed to get 5 devices. I don't know why yours has. Now, are you, is it power? Power. Power. I haven't done so far. Any questions? So what I'm going to do now is show you some of the things on here that you don't get to see. So although you're logged on, you're not going to do very much. So currently, notice my computer is on sound. It's the only one in the room that's connected to sound, so that's quite safe. If I were to connect, someone else would get the house. So look, I've got a number of different options. When you click that little up arrow, there next to the microphone, you get a lot of different options. It depends on your particular computer. Okay? I have a number of things here. So currently I'm connected to my built-in microphone. So my computer is actually using the microphone in the computer over at the back. Not very good. Won't be very good. My computer, again, because Macintosh, they all integrate with one another, it says iPhone microphone. So I can actually use this microphone on my phone. Microphone. Okay, so it just depends on your individual computer what's connected to your computer. Those options will change. Okay, and the same is true of speakers. All right. So currently I've got the tick is against built-in speakers. So that's the speakers built into the computer at the back. The Epson PJ is the projector. So there's speakers in there as well. I can use those speakers instead. It says USB audio codec. Again, it will be trying to send sound to this, which it can't because it's a microphone. But because it's plugged in, it sees it's an audio device and thinks, oh, I can send it to that. So you've just got to be really careful about which microphone and which speaker you are connecting to, because it doesn't the system doesn't work it out for itself. And we run into problems occasionally at church because we do a Zoom meeting of our church services. Often, or sometimes, we get the microphones and the speakers all muddled up. So you do just need to be aware of what microphone is being used, what speaker is it trying to send sound out to. All right. Then, of course, you can. Now, other options. Sorry, can I just make this smaller because I find it, because it follows my mouse around. So there's a test speaker and microphone, which you'll all see in your options. Leave computer audio completely. With computer audio. Now, this one is the interesting one with the audio settings. Now, do you remember that meeting we had when Kian tried to play the cello and not a single note came through the system? This is where you change that. So you would normally have this option selected, Zoom optimized audio. That's what, if you, actually, why don't you go into your audio settings? So go to, now you don't want the join audio option, you want the little up arrow next to it. Okay, and then go look for that audio settings control down the bottom. Have you got that? Yeah, audio settings, that's right. Yeah, so audio settings there, and you'll see the options coming up. All right. That one. Yes, Zoom optimized audio. Yeah, most of you seem to have, where is my mouse? Most of you have that option, automatically adjust the microphone volume, have that, so that's up to you. So with this Zoom optimized audio, the system is listening for a voice. And when it hears a voice, it triggers. If it hears other noises, it thinks, oh, background noise, cut it out. And this is what it did with Kian's cello. It just said, this is not a voice, I'm going to completely get rid of it. Okay, so if you want music to go in, oh, and then look, so all these other options. So background noise suppression. And there's all, and if you, what I'll do, so I'll put that on and just talk away a bit and see how it goes. And then we would try, this is the low background noise option, medium background noise, and it shows you what it's trying to get rid of, or the sorts of sound that it is allowing. The high background noise option, when we go into the recording, you'll hear the difference that that makes. You can't at the moment because you're not hearing anything. So now, but I don't use that option. I use original sound for musicians, and that will allow an instrument to be heard. Okay, so have you all got that original sound for musicians option? So that will allow an instrument to be heard. And then there's other options underneath this: high fidelity music mode, echo cancellation, stereo audio. And then there's this one, looks like a new one, live performance audio.
So that'd be a singer or
A singer, a band,
okay.
you know, a group of musicians, whatever, but it's yeah. Because they realize that some people actually want to hear music being played through the Zoom system. It's not always just for meetings, it's for other things as well. So as I say, when we want to have music coming through the system, that's where we find the options that allow us to do that. Okay. Any questions about any of that? Other options there. All happy with that? All right. For most of our MIG stuff, the Zoom optimized audio works perfectly well. There's no dramas at all. But when we have things like someone wants to have a, have a cello being heard, it's where the cello is. So in that case, it would be Michelle that would need to change her audio settings. The rest of us don't need to bother. We can leave our audio settings alone, okay? But if I wanted to have the piano heard from my computer, then I would need to make sure that I go to original sound for musicians, or indeed the live performance audio. In actual fact, why don't I do it? So let's try it. So there's the Zoom optimized audio. I've got my sound on. Let's play something on the piano. So I'm just going to do this. Okay. And on the recording, you hit that one, not be able to. Whereas if I go original sound for musicians and do it again, that will be heard. All right. So we're all happy with all of that. Oh, there's advanced options. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, echo cancellation. All right, there's not very much that's very advanced. Let's go there. All right, cameras. Again, this will depend upon what you've got connected to your system. I've got a lot of options here, notice. Because my computer does streaming of our services here, let's say I've got a streaming desk, all sorts of things connected to my computer. So a lot of options, but one of them is, notice my phone pops up again. All right. So there you go. There's my phone camera. You see? So I can turn it around and use, but there you can see me on the screen now. It's because it's using and again, this is the Macintosh integration that allows you to use your phone. All right. So where that's useful is, I might decide, okay, I want to show you my notes on or something I've got on my desk, so I can show you what I've written down here. Okay, that's a very, very handy little thing. Well, let's go back to what I was doing before, which was FaceTime camera. Your other options, again, these will be familiar to you. You can blur your background depending upon whether your computer is powerful enough. Okay. You can have a virtual background, a video filter, choose an avatar, all sorts of things you can do. Okay. So again, you can go and have a look at the video settings. And you can try all sorts of different things here, different options. Hide self view. So if I do this, suddenly I've disappeared from my screen, but notice I'm still there on your screen. See? So if you're put off by the fact that you're always looking at yourself, you can hide your self view now. Again, this is a relatively new feature of Zoom. Didn't always used to allow this, but it does now. Now, if I want to get it back, I've got to go back to video settings and just get rid of that. Where was it again? Hide self view. Hide non-video participants as well. It's another thing. That may be just specific to a meeting host, or it may be you individuals as well. Right. Any questions about the video button? I think it's just about time for a break. We all have. Be there?
Yeah. Thank you.
So if you don't want to look at yourself, Sydney, you can do that.
So I did that, now I'm still there.
You're still there, but if you close that down, little X, yeah. Now notice you're no longer there.
Oh.
See? Now, if you wanted to get it back, you've got to go back and do the same process. But notice you are on the shelves. Can you close yours down for a moment? So, Sydney, notice that you are still on Michelle's computer.
Yeah.
She can see you, but you can't.
Yeah. So I went in, but it's broken again. David, what does it mean when it says use hardware acceleration? Yeah.
So that's,
So
this was in the advance.
yeah. Just see whether I've got it too. You have to do. It means it's using more computer power to on it. I mean, you can try and turn those off and see what effect it has on the video.
Okay.
Okay. It's just about the video quality.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you.
It's not essential by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Okay. For my purposes, so as I said, one of the things we do is we often will record a Zoom meeting. If I've got a presenter, I'm recording, and it's a video that I want to edit, put on YouTube. I want a high quality video, as high quality as possible. So that's where it's useful for me.
Yeah.
But for many meetings, it's not necessary. You're not wanting to make it something that's put out in the public.
Today, one more
yes.
question.
Yeah.
Say for example, 25 people, they have joined the meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking, and then I give a chance to another person to present.
Yes.
So what's your suggestion? Shall we get that person? I mean, I'd rather see the person who's presenting the book on the video
Yes.
instead of gallery view of everyone. And
Yeah, thank you, Camilla. That's something that's really quite important, and I'll show you here. You won't have this option on yours because I'm the host. This is where it's useful again, as I say, for us to be here face to face, and you can see what I look at as the host and what Camilla looks at. So I'm going to zoom out. All right. Now, bear in mind, as we know, this meeting is being recorded. Now, the recording will look like that. It will look like my screen. Okay, so the recording will show the gallery view. If I change my view as the host to the speaker view, oh, there you go, Jan. It's on your computer. Then that's what the recording will see. So at this point, the recording is looking at that view of this meeting. Now, your question was, someone else is presenting and you want people to see them. And you don't want well, you don't want the gallery view, but you also don't want somebody else's sound to take over the video, because you know the Zoom system follows the noise. If someone coughs, it'll go to their video because that's where you don't want that to happen. So what you're going to do is, let's say Camilla is my presenter. Now I can do this. I can pin Camilla on mine, but you'll find the same on yours. So if you go, if I get rid of that, remove the pin. If you go and look at the different people, you'll see the little blue dot with the blue box with the 3 dots will come up in the top right-hand corner. So go and look for, so I'm going to pin Sithy now. The thing is, you can pin whoever you like. I'm not in control of that. So try it, go and pin someone else. I've got Sithy pinned on mine. So here is what I So you've got Michelle pin. You've got Michelle pin too. So that's the pin. Yeah. Now, the thing I'll point out is that the recording is following my computer. So the recording will pin, in this case, City. So that's what we'll see on the recording is City. Now, I'm going to just remove my pin. Now that hasn't changed your pins, I don't think. Your computers will still be the same as they were, is that right? Now, instead, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to spotlight for everybody and notice what happens on your computer. Everybody should now be looking at Camla, is that right? On your computers. Okay, well, ignore that for the moment. So where I'm assuming that Camla is my presenter. And now, no matter what happens with microphones around the rest of the meeting, we will always see Camla. Okay, it won't be on gallery view. It will be on speaker view like this, and the recording will be the same. And it will always focus on Camla, irrespective of who says anything. Okay, so if you have a speaker and you want everybody to look at that speaker, that is the option you use. It is spotlight for everyone. So let's do it. Do Michelle this time, spotlight for everyone. Now you don't have that option on your, I'll just say, notice you don't have it on because I'm the host. I'm in control of this meeting. That option appears for me only. Okay. So Camla, when you're running MIG, that option will appear for you only because you're in control, unless you give the host role to someone else. Okay.
So where did you go to do that?
So the little blue 3 buttons, let's go in, there it is. So that, if I click on that, brings up that option.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you pin that person.
I can pin, yeah, I can. Well, pin is just for you. It's for the one computer. This is the thing. There's a difference between pin and spotlight for everyone. Pin is for me and my computer. Spotlight for everyone controls the whole meeting. Everybody's computer sees the one view.
So if I say spotlight for everyone, everyone is going to be able to see the person who's speaking.
Who's presenting, yes.
And then when that person has completed presenting,
Yep.
then I want to remove that person.
Yeah, so
from being the spotlight.
what I'll do, let's spotlight for everyone.
Same thing.
I'm going to go back out. I've now spotlighted Michelle. And what you will see is up in this top left-hand corner, a remove spotlight button.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So then I would go, I'm going to zoom out again. And if I go remove spotlight, now we're back to, you know, it happens to be Michelle at the moment, but if I go here, notice what happens in gallery view. If I go gallery view, and here is the little buttons now, spotlight for everyone, goes to Michelle. If I remove the spotlight, it goes back to gallery.
So they'll start speaking, then you spotlight that person.
If you wish to, yes. And you have control over that as the host. Yeah.
Between the whole screen, we have the gallery view and the other view. The one, those days in Zoom, you have the gallery view and the audience view.
Yeah.
To select.
Yeah.
So when we used to select the speaker.
Yeah.
So the difference is we could hear all the noises before, but with this.
No, this has nothing to do at all with the microphones. And it doesn't control the microphones at all. The microphones are still active. And even if I'm looking at somebody's video, someone else's microphone can still be heard. Where they interact is that under normal circumstances, if I go to speaker view
gallery view.
If I go to speaker view, under normal circumstances where microphones are active, the video will follow the microphones, but the microphones don't follow the video. Okay. So the microphone leads, it doesn't follow. All right. I remember we did a Zoom meeting, this is early on, where it sounded like someone was vacuuming. I don't know whether you remember it, but and I remember Heather was running the meeting. We had a presenter and someone was vacuuming, and you could hear the vacuuming, and they had their camera off, but all you could see was the person's, the name, or whatever it was, or their picture or something or other. And you could kind of hear the person who was trying to speak, but the vacuuming took over and you could see that person's little video thing. Yes. Of course, these days we can mute as well. So now, have I answered your question, Sippy?
Not really.
No, not really. Go on. So try again.
Can have the gallery view or the speaker view.
Well, it's still there.
The same
It's in
thing.
that top right-hand corner. Again, if I zoom in, it's in that top right-hand corner is the view. If I click on it, these are my options. Currently, I'm on speaker view. You can see it's ticked. I can move to gallery view, which is, here's everybody. Sorry, I've got to zoom out again. Right, there's the gallery view. And then the other one they've got here is immersive. Let's see what it does with this one. Okay, it gives you, I don't know whether you've seen these before, but let's do that. Now look, you all appear in photo frames. Oh, so that's not on our participant, that's not, so that's only for me as the host. There you go. So immersive view, that's my third option underneath gallery view and speaker view. So let's do another one. Let's go here. Yeah, auditorium. So there we are, all sitting in seats in an auditorium.
So is this still immersive?
Yes, this is immersive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is for me as host, it seems only. There is a recording being made at the moment. What I will do is I will upload it to the MIG YouTube account so you can access it.
Okay.
So I've got a few things to do in the background to allow you to do that, but
Right.
yes.
And how long will it take? When will we? I thought since
Yeah.
it's fresh in our memory.
So what will happen is that we will close the meeting down. And then in about 5 or 10 minutes, I will get an email to say, there's a recording in your recordings box and a link for me to access it, a link for me to share it and various other things. I will then go in, I will download it, and I'll show you actually, we'll get off and I'll show you how I'll do all of those things. And then I've got to edit it if I want to upload it onto YouTube and then send you. There's a few other things
Yeah,
to do.
editing so that we have only the important.
I'll see how we go.
Okay.
That's all right.
They
Um,
recorded the meeting.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the email to come to tell me that there's a recording done, but I never received.
Never got it.
Never got it, so I got a bit worried that it was a very important meeting when
Ah.
it has been recorded, so I went into Zoom.
Yeah.
Then I think I asked you, this is,
Yeah.
and you said going to recording it will be there. So when I went into recording, it was there, but I never got the email.
But the thing is, it will send it to secretary at Monash Interfaith
I can go to check.
because that's the email
Yes,
that's
yes,
registered on the
yes.
account. That's where it will go. And just notice too what your computers have done here. So you can see Sippy without a background. And you can see Michelle and Kamla without a background. For some reason, Jan's Macintosh Apple has decided it's not going to do that. It might just be the age of your computer, I don't know. But it's actually removed the background for Sippy and for Kamla and for Michelle to put you all in seats. And if I go to mine, let's see if it is.
We are venture.
Yeah, I think David has discriminated against any other.
I'm the Macintosh too. It's a younger Macintosh than Jan's, I think. That's all it is. All right, so there we go. Let's go back to gallery. Now, is stop immersive view? Yeah, stop. Any questions on any of that? I feel like it's time for a cup of tea. Yeah.
Question, please. How did you get onto MIG YouTube?
I can show you later. MIG.
So all our recordings go to YouTube.
No, not automatically.
Oh, did you put the our election line on YouTube?
Yes, I think. Yes, I think I have. What I'm going to do, I'm going to close this meeting down for the moment. Okay, because we're going to go have a cup of tea. And then we'll come back to it and I'll show you what happens, because by the time we finish our cup of tea, my email will be there to say there's a recording.